Skyrocketing housing prices and six-figure bidding wars. These are terms we often associate with Toronto and Vancouver's housing markets. But when it comes to real estate, there are a lot of places in Canada where it's a lot less complicated. Joining us now to tell us about the many hot spots to watch is real estate expert Monty Burris. Thank you for being here, Monty.
Thanks for having me.
All right, why don't we kick things off on the West Coast, Victoria, BC.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's not to love? Fantastic climate, right on the water. It's not just for the newlywed and nearly dead. This is a growing community with fantastic amenities and huge appreciation potential. Also, far less expensive than Vancouver.
That's low. What about Vernon, BC?
Okay, so Vernon is an Okanagan alternative. Far less expensive than Penticton and Kelowna, about $150,000 cheaper, but seeing double-digit growth rates. It's going to give you everything the Okanagan has to offer, but a little more affordable.
And it says about $466,000 was that for a detached home?
That's a detached home.
That's not cheap, but it's...
No, it's still not cheap, but, you know, it's a retirement place to go to. If you're selling out from the big city, very affordable.
All right, let's move a little more inland to Regina. Why is Regina a hot market?
Well, I mean, you know, the capital of Saskatchewan, it's a great community. It's been suppressed a lot with the oil prices, but it's starting to see things turn around. We're starting to see about a 4% growth year over year, and it's still very affordable relative to the average income in the community.
Sure, yeah, and that is a growing province. It's still one of these provinces where people are moving in. Montreal, that's my hometown. Yeah. I'm surprised that there is a new renaissance going on. That's what you're calling it. New real estate
there
renaissance.
Absolutely is. I mean, here you've got more European lifestyle, great culture, amazing food, sports, entertainment, nightlife. You've got it all. And it's been repressed for a long time, but we're now seeing a real growth going on. Double-digit growth in Montreal now.
Spurred by what, do you think?
Interesting. I think it's you know, it's an alternative. It's an alternative for business communities. I think it's an alternative for people who want an urban environment.
Yeah, when I lived there, especially during the 90s and early 2000s, it was a very, very bad time for real estate in Montreal. A lot of people were leaving the province. Right, yeah. It's nice to hear that people are going back and settling down.
Well, it is a beautiful city.
It is one of the most beautiful cities in North America, without a doubt. Let's go to Ontario. Thunder Bay is where you say you get the best bang for your buck.
You absolutely do. This is a real retirement community, okay? So there's a lot of people who are cashing out of Toronto or cashing out, and they're moving up to Thunder Bay. You've got that Northern Ontario lifestyle.
Very Northern Ontario.
Very Northern Ontario lifestyle. But from an average home price to the average income, very, very affordable. And we're seeing double-digit growth there.
All right, well, let's go to another part of Ontario, Guelph.
Yeah, this is the high water mark of all of the cities we're talking about here. 26% growth year over year in Guelph. It's become an alternative for people who can't afford to live in Toronto, but they want all the amenities, the access to the city, the international airports, and it's just a stretch down the road.
And Monty, similar to Guelph is Barrie, which is just outside of Toronto.
Same thing, a little bit more of the northern lifestyle there, but we're seeing about 10% year over year growth in Barrie. Fantastic community.
And again, moving east, we've got Moncton, New Brunswick.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites, to be honest with you. A beautiful city, great culture, and from an affordability perspective, only 1.8 times what the average person makes. So you can buy a house for less than 2 times what your yearly earnings are.
And that's great news for Moncton and specifically New Brunswick, because that's a province where a lot of the young people have been leaving. So you're saying that this is a place where people can put down roots and actually be able to afford a great life.
Absolutely, and 6% annual growth in Moncton.
And lastly, Canada's hidden treasure, and it's out there, Charlottetown.
Yeah, a beautiful place, obviously. Yeah. Fantastic retirement community. Obviously, the beaches, the sand, the ocean. I mean, it's fantastic. And also seeing some great appreciation as well.
Yeah, I do like what you've said is there is no such thing as the Canadian real estate market.
No, there's not.
Doing this flyover, there are different pockets all over the country.
Something to offer everybody.
Absolutely. Monty, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.